What's going on, guys? Apathetic here, and today we are bringing you the weekly update with Bungie. So it just came out on July 27th here, and so they open it up talking about how they're torn between the two worlds. Just finished up the Destiny 2 beta on PlayStation, Xbox tier, and they're still going to do a lot more testing, but they then mentioned the PC community, and the date for the Destiny 2 PC beta early access will be August 28th. The open beta will be August 29th, and the beta officially ends on August 31st. And then finally, we got some minimum requirements. So in order to play, these are the following specs you'll need to participate in the beta. So the recommended specs first. So for the CPU, you either need an Intel Core i5 2400, or if you're on the AMD side of things, a Ryzen 5 1600X. As far as GPU goes, you're going to need an Nvidia GeForce GTX 970 or an AMD Radeon R9 390 with 8 GB of RAM. So nothing too bad, nothing really too crazy as we kind of predicted. Didn't really expect it to be uber crazy in terms of the specs you need to play. That's the recommended specs. So going into minimum specs, so CPU, you're gonna have your Intel Core i3 3250 or an AMD FX 4350, and that's your CPUs. For GPU, you're gonna either need Nvidia GeForce GTX 660 2GB or an AMD Radeon HD 7850 2GB with 6GB of RAM. And again, that is the minimum specs there. Now, they go on to say if you're upgrading, here's the hardware that's available today and runs the game well. So kind of interesting that they have two sets of specs here, but these ones I'm about to read have been prefaced with these run the game well. So, recommended CPU, Intel Core i5 7400, or GPU, Nvidia GeForce GTX 1060 6GB, with the minimum being for a CPU Intel Pentium G4560 or a GPU of Nvidia GeForce GTX 1050 2GB. So it's your recommended and the minimum if you want the game to run well. They also were nice enough to list what they used at the Destiny reveal event. So for the CPU, you have your Intel i7 7700K, and for your GPU, you have the Nvidia GeForce GTX 1080 Ti 11GB. So at the event, they were running in 4K at locked at 60 frames. So no surprises there in terms of what they use at the event. Some very high-end components. But other than that, the requirements really aren't too bad, guys. Just as we had talked about in a previous video, very attainable. You don't need a super powerful PC to run this thing. And the good thing also is if your computer is more powerful than these minimum specs, which a lot of people's probably are, you're going to be able to run the game pretty well, at least 1080 60 frames per second, which is going to be amazing. From there, they go on to talk about end game for Crucible. So they're saying, Destiny 2 is wrapped up, but they're saying that this weekend, so the weekend of July 27th, will be the last occurrence of Trials of Osiris before your chance to obtain the Age of Triumph t-shirt expires. So if you've been trying to fill out the Age of Triumph book, you've got some nodes for Trials of Osiris that you need to wrap up. This is going to be your last weekend to do that, so just keep that in mind. Your deadline is August 1st, guys, so if you haven't wrapped those up yet, definitely jump into that. And next week, they also announced that the Iron Lords will be hosting their very last competition in Destiny 1 Crucible. So this next week is going to be the last Iron Banner. Really the end of an era, guys. Kind of crazy to think it's going to be the last D1 Iron Banner. The game is going to be Control. In terms of what they'll be offering, they don't really say. They just say that you'll discover the rewards when you play and you visit Aphrodite. So normally they list what the weapons you can or armor you can get. This time they're just saying, hey, you have to check it out when you get in game. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. We finally got our specs for PC. So what's recommended, what's the minimum, when's the early access date, and when does the open beta start. I'm definitely going to be jumping into this just to see how it compares to PC versus console. I'm really hoping it's not going to be so much more amazing that it's going to sway me to go to PC, but regardless, I'll still be with you guys on console, and I'll probably also get it on PC. So thanks you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want some more Destiny content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.